It's time for On Point, where we speak to experts to delve deeper into some of the key issues in the spotlight right now. South Korea has been seeing a decline in daily COVID-19 cases recently, with Monday's midnight tally the lowest in 6 weeks for that time. But concerns remain for health authorities ahead of this weekend's 4-day Chuseok holiday kicking off on Friday. And with mass movement by people expected nationwide, health authorities have laid out special virus prevention measures such as free PCR tests at highway rest points, as well as banning in-person visits to nursing homes for the elderly. For a deeper look into the situation, we connect with Professor Howard Lee at Seoul National University's Department of Molecular Medicine and Biopharmaceutical Sciences. Good morning.
Good morning to you.
First, we are seeing a decline in the number of infections reported. How far do you think we can go down in terms of daily caseload? Can we see a number close to zero?
The number of daily new cases has certainly shown a decreasing trend for several weeks consecutively. However, the numbers of new deaths and patients admitted to the ICU or the intensive care unit did not. That's okay, since there will be a 2 or so week delay between those two numbers. I don't have any crystal ball in front of me right now, but if the previous experience are something that we can go by, I may cautiously anticipate the number will go down further. How far? That I don't know, but it won't go down as low as 0.
So before we jump to the next question, what would be a standard to say that we're out of this wave?
Yeah. Did you mean the number of cases?
Yeah, of daily cases.
Well, daily cases has to go down under several hundreds, I think.
Right. Okay, so jumping to the next question now, a huge number of people preparing to travel for Chuseok. The government says it won't put a limit on the number of people who can gather. Do you think this might cause a surge in cases?
To some extent, I think it will increase the number of cases, but I don't think there will be a dramatic surge. At this moment, the number of cases does not mean much as it did a year ago. The number of deaths is still under control because the anti-COVID-19 policy by the government has focused mostly on those who are likely to be affected fatally. The hospital reserve is ample enough too. In addition, I think strict measures are not as effective as they used to be.
So South Korea's first domestically developed vaccine is set to be rolled out today. How does this help the country deal with the virus?
Unlike Pfizer's and Moderna's messenger RNA vaccines, the one developed by South Korea's SK Bioscience is a recombinant protein-based vaccine. So it uses a more traditional technology that many are familiar and do feel more comfortable with. Medically speaking, I think it can give us a new arm in the arsenal against COVID-19. In other words, it can be administered, it can be given to particularly people, those who are not quite sure about the safety of the messenger RNA vaccines in the past. So for those who are not quite likely to receive messenger RNA vaccines, the one developed by SK Bioscience can be an alternative.
That's very hopeful news for a lot of people that are worried about vaccines. Now, in September, now the temperature will start to drop, and we all know that virus does spread faster at a colder atmosphere. So how does this affect the virus? Now, we're out of a surge or a wave now, and the fall comes. Does that really help virus to be more transmissible?
Yes, COVID-19 is a virus that that causes respiratory tract infections like other common cold viruses. So it is reasonable to assume that cold weather will exacerbate the transmission of COVID-19. And that is true. The transition from summer to winter, corresponding to drop in temperature associated with an overall decrease in absolute humidity, likely contributes to intensifying a new wave of infection. So that is something that we have to be prepared for. But the situation is not as simple as it may look. In a higher temperature region, people may crowd inside a building and air circulation is not good. In that case, that may contribute to the increase in the transmissibility too. So we have two different facts. So yeah, I think we are just getting out of a new wave, but we also have to prepare for another wave coming in winter.
Right, we all will be careful with and anticipating for another wave. Well, thank you so much for your time this morning, and it's always great to talk to you. Hope to speak to you again soon.
Sure. Thank you for having me again. Thank you.